So what's also interesting, of course, is to know what's coming up, what will we do in the next years, and will we develop the tool to rule the world or anything. And we'll talk a bit about it. We're in a second phase of the DFG funding, and we are very proud. Dirk said we have some money, and we can do a lot of great things just to enhance our result assessment tool. And so here's a short agenda. What we will talk about: technological advancement, of course. We must keep pace with developments in search and in AI. We talked about it already. We have to do a lot there. We also have to make sure that the system will be more secure and more stable. Right now, any hacker could maybe steal our data, and this is not something we want, of course. But we also plan to integrate RED in a research software infrastructure by connecting it to different tools you can use for your research to just to give it a place in a chain. If you want to do some research and you need search engine data or something like this, you can just connect it, or we will see some examples in a moment. And it's also about all the community and sustainability to secure the future, because we won't get another funding from a DFG, so we have to find ways to keep this thing alive, because if a research project ends and all people go into other jobs, the software could die, or it's very likely that the software will die, and we have to find ways to keep it alive. So we talk about technological advancement, or integrate new scrapers we want to integrate new scrapers for large language models. Like you can see here, maybe you know some of them. So Claude, Gemini, Copilot, Mistral, or the Nebius platform. I'm not sure if anyone knows Nebius. They host open source large language models, and it's very cool to use them, because you'll get like every open source or open large language model there, and you can use APIs to question it. And I highly recommend it, because the servers are also in Europe, which is also a factor to use them. And it's very cheap, the API. And traffic is very expensive. I'm a big fan of Claude, or I was in the past, but it's pretty expensive. And we also want to extend our AI or chatbot scraping by scraping whole dialogues, not just question and answer. We want more. And so we will get a whole dialogue we can analyze automatically. This is one of the goals we have when we extend our scrapers. We want to extend them. And it's also, scraping is a big thing right now. We have some issues scraping Google. We are not the only one. This is the good news, because I thought, oh my God, it worked. 1 month ago it worked. We did a study scraping AI overviews, and now it kind of stopped. Well, it still works, but not on a large scale. And I thought, why now, just before the RED community meeting? Why not a week after it? But okay, it's like it is. But of course, we will find ways to fix it. And we already have an idea to fix it. I talked to some of you, because some have solutions here. Maybe you can help us. The problem is always you can use other tools which maybe are not working in an ethical way or something like this, and we want to avoid it. So we still want to be as ethical as possible, but also to scrape Google, because Dirk said it already, all of us want Google. So what is Bing or DuckDuckGo? Doesn't matter. And of course we will work on it, but we also want to change our scrapers in a way that we also can use personalization of search engine users, because personalization can have an effect on search results, and we want to simulate personalization and agents using search engines to build up maybe a right-wing person, and we want to scrape what happens then when such person uses search engines and stuff. And also we want more distributed scraping. So right now we can use some parameters to fake a location or something, but of course it would be better to have more servers going on, maybe on a service like Amazon Web Services or Cloud Services, and to scrape the whole world, because location has an influence on search engines too. It's something we are working on too in the next 2 years. Yeah, and as I already said, IT and data security is very, very important. To be honest, as a developer, I always say we do it later. And I think it's maybe something you know too. And yeah, of course, we have to make our system more secure. We have find ways to make the data more protected by encrypting and anonymization, user interactions, and so on. And we also work on a standalone version. Right now you could download the source code and install it, but it's never so easy. So we want to create a real standalone version which you can just install on your computer or on an organization or somewhere. So you can scrape your data there and you keep your data there and not central in our database. So it's very important and something we are working on. So, and I will hand over to Kadeline, and she will talk about the integration of RED and other research software.
Let's continue with ecosystem integration. On this slide, you see our plans for ecosystem integration. In the middle, we have our tool RED, and then so the idea is to plan. So we want to integrate RED with other popular research software to make the process smoother. For example, we plan interfaces with participant recruitment platforms like Prolific, and also plugins for data analysis tools like KNIME and Jamovi, and also support for cloud services like Amazon Web Services for distributed data collection. This way, researchers can design, collect, and analyze their studies in one connected workflow. That's our aim. After looking the technical integrations, I will now talk about the community and how we make RED sustainable for the future. So our DFT funding is secured until 2028, but we also want RED to continue after that. So that's why we are building a strong community around RED. The activities that we plan continue community meetings annually like this, regional workshops and dedicated support, so more support for researchers who are not from technical fields. And we also plan to expand online resources with more tutorials and a larger knowledge base. So again, how can we make RED sustainable in the long run? Sebastian Schultheis will give in a minute more detail, but just short, one important step is to found an association so that can create a formal organization that can govern and support RED beyond this funding. And also we plan to set up a development fund to finance ongoing work based on community needs. And also we plan to provide a standalone version with a local database so that the institutions can run on their RED on their own. It's especially useful for organizations that want more control or need more data, need more strict data protection rules. Yeah, and I will hand it over to Sebastian.
Yeah, as you have already heard, our project phase is going to expire in 2028. And so also this means that our funding will be gone after this period. So we thought about a new organizational home for the software that is not our research project that is being funded very generously. So what we try to do or are currently doing is establishing a RED association. In German it's eingetragener Verein. That is a collaborative group of researchers, or basically all people who are interested in the continuous existence of RED, in the usage of RED, but also in the further developing of the RED. And we are, as I've said, right now in the establishing phase of this RED association. So more on this you will hear in the next weeks or months on our website and newsletters and so on. Yeah, why do we need the RED association? As you've heard, projects that are being developed within or software that is developed within projects do not have any chance to survive, basically, if they are not finding a new home. And the RED association will be the new home for RED. And a point that is very important to us, and also it's amazing that you're all here, since you all can, or we would love for you to become part of the RED association, if you like, to ensure its continuous existing. And this could look very differently. So you could just join the RED association and become a part of the future RED developing phases, and can kind of steer in which direction RED should go, what new functions we would need, and what new events we would need. So basically do all the stuff that we are currently doing in our project, but also after 2028. But what is also important is that we have funding from the project budget right now, and can give developer jobs to developers that are interested in assisting in developing the RED, which we can do even within the project phase. So if you or colleagues are interested in contributing in developing the RED further, then please just ask Sebastian Karlelen or any one of us, and we can discuss not only possibilities for you to join the RED association, but also possibilities for you to help developing the RED even further. So that's basically the idea of the RED association, and we are happy to share more details with you once this association has been established in the next months, hopefully.
So there is time for questions.